What's up, guys? This is Zach Gamble. You're listening to the Why So Serious Show. For your cast of the Why So Serious Show on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
It is Monday, and it is time for the Why So Serious Show. Jesse Morrison, Mallory Schnell, Jeremy Schnell, Evan Osherwitz, and Jeremy. I was going to start with injuries until I watched Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football is back. Oh my gosh, Steve Levy, Brian Greasy.
The chemistry isn't quite there yet, I gotta say.
Louis Riddick, the Yellow Coats. It was on ABC. It was a 50th anniversary edition. Oh my gosh, we had a great game. We had Raiders. We had Saints. We had,
like
classic NFL team. We had a debut. Let me finish. We had a debut of a new stadium. It was absolutely iconic. It is great to have the NFL in Vegas. I'm sorry. I love the city of Oakland. The food is great. Their stadium's terrible there.
Say you're sorry. You're not going to apologize for it.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to apologize. I love this team in Vegas. I love the Death Star. I loved the Monday Night Football broadcast tonight. Oh my gosh. Am I excited?
It's great.
Next week.
The chemistry isn't quite there yet. They start talking over each other a couple times. So it's going to continue to build. I like the booth. I like the people that are in the booth. So it's going to continue to grow. I like Louis Riddick. I think he does a good job, and I'm excited to continue to watch them on Monday Night Football.
Evan,
chemistry not there yet. Do better.
I only watched the last 5 minutes of the game, so I feel like I'm not as credible as you guys. But after the depths Monday Night Football has sunk to these last couple of years, it was kind of refreshing to get some new bodies in the studio. I don't really care if they talked over each other a couple times. The vibes are just better than they have been, and that's.
Did you expect Jason Witten to be on the field when this new Monday Night Football crew was in?
That was definitely poetic. The Raiders won their debut in Vegas. They're 2-0. Their offense looks legit. It's about time something good happened to that franchise. So.
Derek Carr doesn't make a lot of great decisions. He kind of gets bailed out by making terrible throws that just go out of bounds. Like, there's a couple times where he throws it up and, just four players will go up for it at the same time. He'll just tip down to the ground. So he's got to get better at decision making.
Well, they're averaging 34 points a game. So
which is good, right?
The run game is carrying them. Their run game is
and Derek Carr is making good throws in the red zone. I will give him that. He's making.
I forgot to mention the constant of ESPN's Monday Night Football crew, which has been the best part of ESPN's Monday Night Football crew.
ESPN ABC.
Yeah, ESPN ABC's Monday Night Football crew for years. They've never had to replace her. Sideline reporter Lisa Salters does a great job. So let's give shout out to her. But I love it, and I absolutely loved Gruden on the side of the field. Now he needs to put his mask up, but he was doing full-on Chucky face. It was great to see. Mallory, what did you think of the game?
I didn't watch much of it. I was kind of busy, but
much of it. Did you watch any of it?
I saw at one point the cheerleaders were at the Bellagio doing a performance in front of the fountain, so I thought that was pretty cool. That's all I have to say.
Bellagio fountains.
I love the Bellagio fountains.
That restaurant right outside the Bellagio fountains. Not the one on the island. Not the one on the island, but the
French onion soup overrated, Jesse.
No, that place is so good. The Eggs Benedict. I think it was Salmon Benedict.
Oh, we're talking about the flower one, the garden. Oh, that's
the
garden.
The
garden. That
you
one's
guys
good.
hyped that up way too much.
But
it was not as good as I remember.
That place makes me feel like I am, well off, not super rich, but just well off.
It's funny because you haven't paid any of the times that you've gone there.
I paid when Mallory and I went.
Yeah, I did not pay.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know if you paid, bro.
I did. I paid for you the time we went.
Okay, I don't remember that.
Anyway, no, but not that restaurant, but the Chinese restaurant outside of the fountains. You can sit down and watch the fountains go off.
Have I been to that one?
You've never been to that one. I went to that one with Max Bechtold, actually, friend of the show.
Bellagio is the nice gleaming oasis in the middle of the horrible eyesore that is Vegas. And so yeah, I mean Vegas is like you there for a day, you're like, woo, blackjack, yeah, Vegas. And then like day 2 you're like, yeah, blackjack, woo, Vegas. Day 3 you're like, get me out of here.
By day 3 you're probably bankrupt, so makes sense.
I was -7.
I was up on day 3. I was feeling good on day 3. I was up.
Then you made a sports bet.
And then I made a sports bet.
Which we don't have to say entertainment purposes only because it's legal in Vegas.
Yeah, and I thought ASU would cover the spread against Arizona in basketball, and they didn't. So
men's basketball, because we were at the women's tournament, and we can't bet on what we're covering. So just to make that.
Well, I mean, I could say that I did it if now that I'm here, right?
Well, you didn't bet on women's.
Oh no, but I didn't.
What'd you say?
But I didn't. You're right.
Yeah.
So here's my thing about that garden restaurant in the Bellagio.
Mhm.
It makes me want to go continue to gamble. That restaurant.
Why? It's so peaceful and nice.
Right. And it makes me like ready, like gets me all hyped up and ready to go back out there.
You know what's funny about the Vegas casinos, though?
What?
Some of them are nicer than others, but the casino floor of every single one of them is literally just exactly the same. It's just all degenerates, and they're all gambling, and including, you know, myself when I'm there. But like you go to you could be in any casino, and the floor is going to look the exact same where you're gambling.
I don't know. So you're saying the Excalibur is like the same type of casino as like the Bellagio? I don't know.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying like not like the carpet and whatever. The carpet could be a little bit nicer, but you've got the same slot machines, same blackjack tables. Everything is the same there.
Well, but here's the thing, my Pablo Torre impression. Here's the thing. You'll find the best dealers at the lower end hotels. The best dealers will be like, you'll find the nicest dealers at those lower end hotels.
Oh yeah, the best place to gamble is the Excalibur.
Oh yeah, 100%. They're so
The
nice.
best place for a front desk.
They want you to
lady.
win.
The best place for a front desk lady is the Excalibur. Shout out Miriam.
Okay, Excalibur is like the nicer lower end hotel. Like it doesn't suck. It's not Circus. Like
Right across from New York. Like it's in the middle of everything, you know?
it's because they're all owned by MGM. They're all the same.
But you gotta stay in the nicer tower, not like so Jesse stayed in like the older tower. You gotta slip the front desk person a 20 to get upgraded to the nicer room.
Okay,
So
I went to Mallory's quote unquote nicer room, and it felt exactly the same. Excalibur, and also I didn't choose where I was sitting. It was paid for by Cronkite because Nate was there covering for Cronkite News. So, you know, who knows when I'm going to be back, though. I probably won't be. I was supposed to be there like this weekend covering ASU and UNLV at Allegiant Stadium, but unfortunately COVID. So we hope to get Pac-12 football here soon, but we're the only conference holding out. So
Good thing. What else do we got going on?
it's not a good thing because they have the best testing situation, but no.
Oh, that's good because I don't want to see anybody die. How about that? It's exciting.
No one's going to die. They have the best testing situation of any of the conferences.
Guarantee that. You cannot.
They have the best testing situation of any of the conferences.
But that doesn't mean nobody's going to get COVID, Jesse. You realize that, right?
They're not going to get it from playing football, though.
Okay, they
But
could get from practicing football.
Why don't you listen to the person that has done the research and gone to these Zooms with Larry Scott and stuff?
Because it obviously they're gonna like say, oh, we want to play, and this is how we're gonna do it, and
they have 15-minute return tests, Jerry.
Right. That doesn't mean nobody can get COVID. They can still get COVID.
Yes, but they will cancel it. Yeah, but that's not going to be from – they're not going to catch it from a football player. I'm sorry. They're just not.
It doesn't matter. It could – like –
I'm ready to move on. Are you ready to move on?
Yeah, I really want to talk about the hold on just a second. All right.
There's also the fact that you can't contact trace super well when all these players are in the same locker room together. Someone's going to get COVID. They're going to get tested. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done.
You're being way too – this is like, no. You're doing all these if, what's, buts. ASU and the Pac-12 has a very safe plan once they start resuming play. So it's a safer plan than the NFL. So I'm sorry, but like, just chill. But speaking of the NFL, this celebration was hilarious.
The celebration is on.
What was it?
It was hand sanitizer bottles. Did you see They were doing the hand.
Wait, but can we watch Juju
You should get the back of your hands
celebration?
too.
Juju celebration.
Yeah,
And he's gone.
he's gone. Should I pull him up? Well, you sent them to me, right, Jeremy?
What?
Juju celebrations.
We watched those last Monday.
Oh. Oh yeah. I don't think.
Jeremy, why do you always poo-poo on my fun?
I just don't want anybody to get hurt.
No, it's not going to happen. I fully believe and trust in the Quidel Corporation and the Pac-12's agreement.
No, at least one person is going to get it.
Yes, at least one person is going to get COVID. And
Which means someone else on the team will get COVID, which means another person on the It does spread, Jesse. It does.
But it's not going to be spread because the player is it's going to be spread because they go out somewhere and do something. Like it's not going to be spread through.
But then they come to their locker room and
they would hang out anyway.
Can we have this argument like when we find out if they're playing or not? Because like right now,
if there is football, they will see each other. If there's not football, these guys are going to go and hang out in their dorms and apartments and stuff. Like it's, there's an equal chance of getting COVID either way. So why not just play football?
I agree with you, but I don't think it's worth wasting 5 minutes of the show over.
Jeremy, do you want to wrap me out for my real reasoning here?
Jesse just wants football back so that he can cover football in his senior year.
Thank you.
Not totally unreasonable.
NFL injuries. Unfortunate, Jesse.
Yeah, Saquads, Christian McCaffrey,
Nick Bosa,
Jimmy G. The list goes on and 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 on
Drew Lock
and on and on and on and okay. Do you guys get it?
Drew Lock has a what?
What was that?
What? I don't know. Something happened. I think I cut out. What happened?
A very awkward start to the show. Jeremy's ruining the show. He's already here.
That's what I'm here for.
He's just ruining the show.
That's what I do.
Jeremy, just get out. Just go. Get out. Go.
No, I like it. I'm excited. I'm happy to be here. I've been waiting to spew my NFL takes all weekend because Jesse, I am our NFL's correspondent this week, guys.
Yeah, and you're cool with the NFL playing, but you're not cool with college playing. Can you explain that?
They're adults. They can decide whether or not they can.
They're also adults in college. The majority of them are over 18.
That aren't getting paid to play. They aren't getting paid to play, sir.
Well, should they? Yes, and I believe that they will. But they're also getting a free education. Let's remember that.
Okay.
Can I talk about my NFL takes from this weekend?
Yes, please go ahead. Like anything.
Do you know who's legit, Jesse?
Who is legit?
The Cardinals are legit.
Hold on. Filibuster for a second.
Kyler Murray. Isaiah. I can't hear it. Bring closer. Is it Swag Like Cliff?
Can you hear it?
Yeah, Swag Like Cliff. Yeah, Swag Like Cliff. Okay. Kyler Murray, Cliff Kingsbury, Kenyon, and he's gone.
Kenyon Drake? Yeah.
Keep going.
No, we can't. Oh, yeah, Mallory's recording. I forgot. Kenyon Drake. It's like an exciting team. And chief among them is DeAndre Hopkins, who has 20 receptions in his first 2 games as a Cardinal. That's the most receptions by any player who was just recently added by a team.
Rise up.
Red Sea.
Rise up.
Red Sea.
They beat my team. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm kind of excited for them, though. Like, I'm not going to lie.
One of the best rush stopping defensive tackles in the league, most underrated, is Corey Peters, Jesse. Corey Peters.
Yeah, I got mad at him on Twitter yesterday because he went for my QB's head.
Corey Peters, he's a really nice guy. You know what he wants to do when he retires from the league?
You can be a really nice guy off the field, but when he turns off the field, comes.
I've talked to Corey. Me and him, first name basis, Corey and I, and his wife. Very nice woman, by the way. So he wants to be a teacher when he is done with the NFL.
Wow, is he going to coach? Is he going to coach high school football and be a teacher?
I think he wants to younger kids. So like,
wow, you can still be. My fourth grade teacher was also the high school football coach, so you can still do that.
Wait, is he going to teach people to go for the QB's head like he did in the game?
Well, let's not talk about Corey. I'm sure it was an accident.
He literally went like this.
Yeah, it was an accident. Someone who went for a quarterback's head today was Jonathan Abram. He went for Drew Brees' head, and Drew Brees did not like that. He had a lot to say to him. And then after the game, I saw them hugging it out. So it seems like
Drew Brees sucks.
What?
Okay, at the same time, it's a potentially dangerous play. And this is a guy who's playing his third game in the NFL, cheap-shotting one of the greatest QBs of the last 20 years. Like, what is that?
He just plays hard on every down.
Drew Brees sucks.
Drew, good on you for standing up to yourself, bud. You don't have to take that.
Drew Brees is really bad. He's old. So is Brady. They're both washed. Just freaking retire already. I'm so tired of them. I'm almost tired of Aaron Rodgers, but like the two of them I'm retired of. Get out of the league.
Also, the ESPN Sky Cam on the sideline with the rolly thing that rolls up and down the sideline. Get it off the sideline. What do we need that for? It almost decapitated David Arnett. Like he almost got decapitated, and then Jonathan Abram went hip first into it, and he was laying there for like 5 seconds. Then he got up and ran off the field because he was milking it. Obviously,
I'm not gonna lie. When I've been at ASU games, working for both Digest and the Pac-12, that thing has gotten in the way of my job multiple times. Like I've had to run water bottles down to the field or cables down to the field, and somebody always is like, "Get out of the way," and I'm like, "I gotta be here. Like this is where I have to be right now."
Get a drone. Where are the drones?
Yeah, just have a drone go back and forth.
Yeah.
What happens if the batteries go out?
Drone.
I don't know.
An invisible drone, so that the fans won't be, And then
invisible drones, because we have figured out invisibility.
Bring back the Booger Mobile.
NFL definitely has that technology, Jesse. It's totally a real thing.
Mallory, put it on the poll.
I'm all for.
Has the NFL discovered invisibility?
They did, and they've been hiding it from us because that's what the NFL does.
Literally hiding it from us, because it's invisible. Ha.
Good one.
Jeremy, go.
All right, wait. We're still doing NFL, right?
Yes, we are still doing NFL.
Let's talk about that Cowboys game yesterday.
Oh, no.
You know what happened to me?
I'm calling an audible.
Mm-hmm.
That was the craziest game I've ever seen. And I've been watching the Dallas Cowboys for a long time. I'm going to be straight up here. I slept through the first quarter. Being on the West Coast, I'm still not fully adjusted to the time change. I'm used to getting
You're
up
a junior.
Yeah, but I was at home for 5 months until
You're a junior.
No, totally understandable. I slept through the entirety of the Dolphins game on Sunday.
Okay,
Yeah, but you don't care about football.
Jesse. Okay, well, I didn't miss anything because when I got up, they were down like 29-10. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe my 0-16 take is going to be correct.
Typical Cowboys fan. Oh, I only care about my team when they're winning. Cowboys fan. We're arrogant. We expect to win, even though we're basically one of the worst franchises of the past 24 years.
From that, I never said that I wasn't going to support them. I just said, like, oh, maybe they are going to go 0-16. Because that's what I was thinking, right? Like, last week on the show, I was like, Overreaction Monday, Cowboys 0-16. And, like, I thought it could happen for the first half of that game. It was bad. Offense woke up after halftime, and then Atlanta totally got caught napping on that onside kick. There were like 4 guys around the ball. They just watched it roll to 10 yards, and our guy fell on it. So
they were scared to touch it before the 10 yards because they thought they might have muffed it, and then it went 10 yards, and they're like, "Oh, we have to jump on it now."
Literally, that's what every coach tells you. Every special teams coach will tell you to fall on the ball. If you're there by yourself with a
that stays in. Keep going.
We have to keep that in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
Keep
I'm gonna have to sweep that up later. But
Well, what did you drop your dinner?
no, it was my glass. I just literally swiped it off the table.
Did it break?
Probably. It
Can
was
we
like
see
right-
it? Can we see what happened?
Yes. Let's examine the aftermath.
Okay.
Examine the
this is
evidence.
great. Okay, we just got
Somehow,
Okay.
it's somehow not broken.
wow. Made of glass.
Yeah, no, that
That
says
was terrible. I
didn't get
I'm gonna
that.
say made
No, that-
But can we talk about how well Dak played?
did. He padded his stats in the second half. His complete.
He put up almost 70 points. He put up almost 70 points against me in fantasy. I was pissed.
Yeah,
Dak Prescott, the fifth best quarterback in the NFC. My guy, let's go. I love him, even though I hate the Cowboys. I love Dak.
percent of that was in the second half. A lot of people were saying this was like the Green Bay game from last year, where they just completely were not ready to play, got blown out the first 2 quarters, and they made it interesting. Except this time they actually won because the Falcons are, my goodness, they got some problems, huh? I mean,
Guys.
not only 0-2, but like your confidence has to be rock bottom after a loss like that.
Don't you in those uniforms? I mean, come on.
I like those Falcons unis, but yeah, I think there were some like 20,000 fans at the game. They got a show.
It was a lot more than 20. It was definitely like 45,000. Like it was a lot. A lot more than I thought.
No, if they say no, they're not letting more people. Jeremy, no. Jeremy is such a buzzkill. It's like he just doesn't like, and this dude is like.
And then
telling me
Jerry
all the
Jones
time,
takes off his masks to celebrate because he's excited.
literally, Jeremy just wants like. I don't know what Jeremy wants. I don't know
why
what Jeremy like.
Why is it a hot take that I want everybody to be safe?
No, I do too. I'm literally like always calling you like Jeremy. I feel like I got COVID. Blah blah blah. Like, and then like
that's just because you're a hypochondriac.
yeah, but I'm also scared and like concerned for others. And you're like, oh, you're probably fine. Like, what's your take here? What are we doing?
You're not at a game with 40,000 people, so you're fine.
Okay, well, I'm gonna like.
There's already been positive tests at NFL games
There was one. That's not
that
test.
we know of.
And they probably had it after they went.
So Justin Herbert, he looked okay.
We're talking about Justin Herbert talk on the show.
No, quack quack. The Ducks.
Story. He almost beat Patrick Mahomes.
He
Yeah.
was ass against ASU.
Wait.
That's all
I
gotta
got a
say.
question. Did he beat Patrick Mahomes?
No, he did not. They
All right,
lost.
he's irrelevant. Let's move
And
on.
we talk about next week, Jeremy. I'm so excited. This is the game we get to watch with each other. Are you excited, Jeremy?
Before kickoff, he goes in there completely cold, and he had a decent game. I feel like that's worth talking about. And
He had 0 snaps with the first team last week, so that was exciting to see.
I mean, yeah, like he clearly was not expecting to be the guy. Tyrod
Also,
Taylor.
Kansas City didn't know that they were preparing him, so.
No, they definitely ran different plays to cater to Herbert's strengths. He's obviously a very different type of QB from Taylor. But the fact they were able to, keep this game close and take it to OT was impressive. Even though the Chiefs offense stuttered for 3 quarters, like that first half for Mahomes, not great, but they get the win, and that's all they care about.
LA Chargers, other than their uniforms, are irrelevant. I would have liked more Rams on Hard Knocks, honestly. But what I really wanted to talk about is how PO'd the fans of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are, because
It's not just the fans. It's the offensive linemen for Tampa Bay who said, this dude can come to our games, but my family can't.
yeah, like why was Brett Favre the only person allowed in this stadium?
And his family.
Yeah,
Brett Favre
what-
and his family.
Yeah, what does Brett Favre like have to do with
Apparently, he's shooting a documentary.
okay, but like seriously, what does he have to do though with the Tampa Bay
Apparently,
Buccaneers?
he's shooting a documentary about.
Okay, well then that's a different story. But it was a funny optic anyway, because he's eating, he's in a Brady shirt, and it's just a funny optic. Chewing with his mouth open. Oh, he's talking with food in his mouth. Still chewing with his mouth open.
Third worst quarterback in the Hall of Fame.
terrible take. He's like
Prove me
really
wrong.
bad.
Prove me
No-
wrong.
His numbers, the
Look at his
record that he
numbers.
held
Not
for a
great.
while, a
Wait.
Super Bowl win, a Super Bowl appearance, great for a long time.
Jeremy, who are the two guys ahead of him? Is it Bradshaw and Namath?
No, Bradshaw, Namath, and Aikman are.
Oh yeah.
terrible
Okay, so he's
right now.
fourth. I
Oh,
forgot.
No, Kurt Warner is not better than Brett Favre.
With those guys, the thing about Aikman is everyone's always like, he didn't throw for that many yards, he didn't throw for that many touchdowns, but he had the greatest running back of all time, eating up plays.
Emmitt Smith.
No, he's not the greatest. Not the greatest running back of all time. Are you kidding me? He's like fifth. Emmitt Smith is like fifth.
You can argue Walter Payton, and I don't think anyone else has touched
Walter
him.
Payton is better. Barry Sanders is better. Jim Brown is better.
O.J.
Dale
Simpson.
Sayers is better. Adrian Peterson is
O.J.
better.
Simpson.
Probably OJ.
These guys have more rushing yards than Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, because Emmitt Smith played forever, but he played forever getting 1,200 yard seasons.
The only two bad years he had were his last 2 years in the league with Arizona.
One of them wasn't even that bad.
Yards those years, so that doesn't affect his career rushing total at all.
We're not talking about Troy Aikman. We're talking about Brett Favre and how bad he is.
Brett Favre was a great quarter. Why do you just, Jeremy? Like, he's my favorite NFL player of all time.
Oh, so I wonder what Jeremy's doing.
You're just on here just to make me mad.
Wow, good job, Jesse. Way to figure it out.
You're just on here to make me mad, and it's so annoying. Like, I'm so annoyed right now. I've never been this annoyed in my life.
I mean, he's top 5 worst quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame.
You're doing that thing that you do to a friend of ours
What? What do I
with
do?
Peyton Manning.
What,
I mean,
Peyton Manning?
Favre has the most interceptions in the history of the NFL. So, I mean,
Because he played forever and he was a gunslinger, but he took some shots. Who cares? He was
Peyton
an
Manning.
all-time great.
Do it without steroids, Peyton Manning.
Allegedly.
For sure.
This guy is the only one of the four of us that has a real job.
I have a real job.
We're talking about like a real journalism job.
I feel like you have a real journalism job, Jesse.
Yeah, but like I'm paid part-time. We're talking full-time journalism job here.
Hey, then Jeremy.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. This guy is the only one here with the full-time journalism job. And this is what we're getting from him. This is the performance that we're getting.
Jesse, you want me on the show so that I can make fun of you and you can make fun of me. That's why I'm on the show.
Yeah, well, I'm doing that exactly. I'm making
Okay,
fun
perfect.
of you.
So let's not
Are you
complain
explaining
about
the bit? Stop explaining the bit.
Anyway.
What else happened NFL Sunday? The Dolphins lost to Josh Allen, even though
Raise
he almost
your hand. Raise your hand if your team is 0-2.
Yeah, woo-hoo. I thought we would be, but we're not.
baby.
Yeah, to
I-
a football team.
Quiet. So what happened to the Dolphins is Josh Allen threw one up into double coverage, and it was almost picked by Xavier Howard. It went through his fingertips. Very next play.
That guy's still in the league.
What? Xavier Howard? Yeah, he's really good. He's really good.
Not a massive contract extension.
But, and this will be the last thing I say before I take off today. The
You're not
next,
saying for Heat talk?
Yeah.
I'll come back later. But
Where's the next thing? No, actually, NHL is the next thing.
the very next play, Josh Allen throws a 60-yard touchdown pass to John Brown, who was wide open, just like behind two defenders, just sitting there, and Josh Allen just chucks it up to him. Josh Allen downfield yesterday was 11 for 12 in passes more than 15 yards.
Right now, there's two candidates for MVP. One of them is Josh Allen. One of them is Kyler Murray. And there's
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
He has like 10 touchdown passes already. Russell Wilson.
Actually, Aaron Rodgers is also in that conversation. It's in the conversation, Jeremy.
Wow. You know who else is in the conversation?
Who's in the conversation?
Derek Carr.
Yeah. You know who else is in the conversation? Josh Jacobs.
Wow, Josh Jacobs. You know who else is in the conversation?
Who?
Cam Newton.
Wow, yeah, he's really in the conversation.
That's what's great about week 2. Anyone who had even a remotely good performance is in the conversation.
But listen to this.
Mallory, put it on the poll. Is he in the conversation? Yes or no? That's no comment.
Of the 460 yards that the Patriots put up on offense yesterday, Evan, how many yards did Cam Newton was he responsible for?
Passing and rushing, or just rushing?
Passing and rushing.
How many total yards? How many total yards?
460 yards for the Patriots yesterday.
400.
440.
Okay, well, I had the right idea. But yeah, I watched that game from start to finish. He was balling out there. I mean, he had
that offense. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that an offense again would be built around Cam Newton? It's crazy to think.
Yeah, I know.
And they're good. And Julian Edelman had 180 yards or something like that yesterday too.
Yeah, Nikhil went off too. You love to see it. And
Nikhil and Julian Edelman, they're in the conversation.
The only thing I'm upset about is that they weren't able to get the win for James White. That was really tough.
That's sad.
Couldn't play in the game. They fought for him though. They made
What's St. Thomas Aquinas, Mallory?
Oh yeah, go Raiders.
St. Thomas Aquinas has had some players throughout the years that have been in the conversation. Mallory, we haven't heard too much from you today.
Joey and Nick Bosa both went to St. Thomas Aquinas.
Mallory, we haven't heard too much from you today. Who do you think is in the conversation?
With all the football I've definitely watched, I've got to say, Kalen Ballage in the conversation.
Terrible take.
On the Jets now, yeah.
Mallory, do you have some videos to show us though, or did you not pull those up?
What videos?
Celebration videos.
No, apparently Jeremy already showed them last week.
Did he? I didn't see that. They did that celebration yesterday.
I don't know. He told me he showed.
They did that celebration. Okay, I'm gonna show it because Jeremy, what? That's.
I mean, he sent me some.
Yeah, Juju giving the ball to his teammate thing was yesterday.
Let me check. Yesterday he sent them to me.
Yeah, here it is. See, there we go. See, his teammate, or that's Juju that climbs into the stands, and then he acts like a fan getting the ball.
Oh no, this is no. Yeah,
yesterday.
The ones he sent me from last week. The ones he sent me yesterday were from my high school.
This is yesterday. They got good celebrations on the Steelers. I don't like the Steelers, but they got good celebrations. I like Juju. I don't like the Steelers, but.
Shout out Zay Flowers balling out at Boston College. My high school classmate getting those touchdowns. Yeah.
What position does he play?
I have no idea. I think he's a wide receiver.
All right, Mallory, we're going to move on to something that you can talk a little bit more about. We'll have Evan go through his insanely long recaps of both games, and then we'll get all of our takes on this. But NHL Stanley Cup.
I'm actually going to be brief with those because I want to talk about the awards. I feel like, it is the Stanley Cup final, but I feel like that's more like discussion provoking. So game 1, it was Anton Hudobin's show. Stars jumped out to an early lead, rode it to the finish. They got outshot badly in the third period. Hudobin bailed him out.
Dover.
Yeah, they won that game pretty easily. And then tonight, they were terrible in the first period. Tampa picked up right where they left off, got 3 goals, 2 on the power play in that first 20 minutes. And after that, the Stars played better, but they just dug themselves in such a deep hole they couldn't get out of it.
North Stars.
They pushed late, and it just wasn't enough. So we got a tied series. And Stamkos hasn't played yet. No surprise.
Dammy.
Don't know if he's going to. But if anyone expected this to be a sweep either way, they probably didn't watch the playoffs leading up to this. I think it's pretty obvious this series is going to be close. At least 6 games, I would expect. And, yeah, I think Game 3 is a must-win for the Stars. They can't let Tampa win 2 in a row. But that happened in the Boston series as well, and that, too, became 4 in a row. So the Stars don't want to find themselves in that situation. And that brings us to the awards, which
Hold on, Mallory, what do you think of the Cup?
Like Evan said, the games have been interesting so far. I didn't think that this was going to be a close series. I see it going to 6 or 7 games. Both teams are very capable, but I have the Lightning winning this Cup this year.
I feel like you know who I'm taking to win, so I don't really need to say. But, yeah, anyway.
Stars.
The rest the rest of the awards were announced today. So we're talking Vesna, Norris, Hart, and Ted Lindsay. And honestly, and Calder as well. And I think they got all of them right. Honestly, I almost always agree with the awards. Last year, there weren't any glaring errors that I saw. This year, there's one that's a little controversial. I feel like Jesse might have an opinion on this because John Carlson did not end up winning the Norris. He lost out to Yossi, tough second place. But honestly, if you're talking about who the better all-around player is, I think it's Yossi 10 times out of 10. Carlson looked like a shoo-in for the Norris through the first 25 games. He was on pace for 100 points as a defenseman, which is ridiculous. Didn't end up getting there. Obviously, season cut short. But I think Yossi deserves it, and it's his first win. So congratulations.
There's one award that I care about, and it's not really an award. Lord Stanley's Cup. That's what I care about. And you know what the Caps did this year? They lost in the first round, so I don't care what individual awards. They mean nothing to me. Win the cup or get out.
Well, it's a regular season award, though.
I don't care. Like, okay, well, I don't care about regular season awards. Like,
there. I think some people were upset about the Calder too. Cale Makar won it. To me, that's not a surprise. He did miss some games with injury, and he didn't have as many points as Quinn Hughes did, but again, less games, and he had more goals. And to me, he's just the better defenseman. I think it was really a two-man race, and Makar ends up winning. Hughes was close, but again, Makar did more in less games, and I just think he's the better player overall. So I don't have a problem with that. The Hart and Ted Lindsay, everyone knew Draisaitl was going to win those. He was the only guy to hit 100 points this year, and he ended up hitting 110 in a shortened season. Guy was dominant. He's sick, and definitely deserved both of those awards. And then the Vesna was Hellebuck. I think he was the odds-on favorite as well. We talked about this in the hockey chat that we have.
Lucky.
Yeah. American-born, too, so that's nice. A lot of international flavor in the award winners. There's a German, a Swiss guy, and an American, so you love to see it. Hockey is a very international sport in 2020, and I'm all for that. So that's all I got for the awards, if you guys have anything to add.
Mallory?
I mean, it's not like, and it's not one of the like NHL awards, but Mark Pesic has been named the 2019-2020 Best Hybrid award, so that was pretty cool. I mean, I only care about the big awards when the Panthers players win them, so I don't have anything to say about those since the Panthers didn't win any of those this year, but congrats to Mark Pesic. Defenseman turned forward, yeah.
Who was he up against? Because
I have no idea.
He might have been the only entry there. Although I think the Panthers did that with other guys as well. Use them at both forward and D.
Yeah, Matheson did it a few times. Right. Yeah. So Matheson's on the chopping block, on the trading block. Thank goodness.
I feel like
no one is taking that contract with a flat cap. Good luck moving that.
I feel like we need to ban Mallory after the postseason for the Heat and the Marlins. Like, we need to ban Mallory from watching Miami sports so that she can grow her interests outside of the city of Miami. Mallory, thoughts? What? She's just pausing in the middle of her show. What does she do? She FaceTiming? What is going on right now? Evan, what is this?
Don't ask me. But
just keep going. Hockey.
What else is there to talk about? I mean, we're down to the last two teams. There's been a couple trades, I guess. Like, they're not important in any way, but Buffalo and Minnesota had a swap the other day. Eric Staal's going to the Sabres for Marcus Johansson. Kind of a weird deal. It changes every year. Maybe he'll go back to Johansson now that he's in.
It's like Jacob Jakobrana.
Yeah, except he hasn't been in the league that long. But Bill Guerin said they're planning to use Johansson or Johansson, however you say it.
Johansson or Johansson.
Yeah, I've seen him at center before, and he's definitely better on the wing. But Minnesota needs centers, and they address that need by trading a center for a guy who plays wing like 80% of the time. So that's a bold strategy you got there, Bill Guerin. But Minnesota's made some trades that didn't look great at first that ended up working out, like the Fiala trade, obviously different GM. But we all were scratching our heads when that deal was made, and it ended up being a win for the Wild. And a few days before that, actually, they picked up Nick Bukestad, former Florida Panther, from the Penguins. Wait, get this, a conditional 7th rounder. And the guy who was once the Panthers' leading scorer. So
crazy that they only I don't know, but it must be exciting for Bukestad because that's where he's from, that's where his family is. So should be interesting.
Mallory, can I assign you like 5 games a week outside of Miami that you need to watch that will grow your.
I'm watching the Lakers game tomorrow with a friend.
Okay.
Does that count?
Yeah, that's one. We need to do 4 more. We need you to watch some like random college football. That's something that we need to have you watch.
No.
Wait, I wasn't done with that. Back to the Bukestad thing. This officially means that Mikko Koivu is not coming back to the Wild. He's done. I don't know if he's going to retire or not.
Wilden.
I cannot imagine seeing him in another jersey. That would just be so weird. But yeah, Minnesota's kind of, redesigning down the middle, and they've picked up some interesting guys to do that. So we'll see if it works. And that's all I have.
Hockey. Okay.
We covered
right.
more bases than usual. I like that.
Yeah, we covered the bases or the rink. All right. Well,
a hockey analogy.
What'd you say?
It doesn't need to be a hockey analogy.
Well, it is still baseball season.
It's everything season right now.
Yeah. I could go on and on about how there's too many sports.
Dude, I could do this all the time. It's too bad the players have like families and need to rest and stuff. Because I'm loving all 4 sports at once, honestly.
Let's just take 4 months off every year before the playoffs start. And then ramp everything up.
All year round.
Yeah, let's like
brutal if you're a player, but
I mean, you just take 3 weeks off here and there. We have like preseason games in the middle of the season. Like that would be such a mess. We didn't even get into how the NFL actually needs a preseason, and we figured that out. And that it's not actually protecting players more. But Mallory, I'm gonna throw it over to you. Your Heatles looked really good, and then they lost to Boston. So the C's, the laziest sports nickname in history. The C's. It's just you take the first letter and you add an apostrophe and an S, and you get C.
I feel like there's a lot of teams that do that. The Oakland A's, the Bruins get called the Bees all the time. Like I feel like that's not just not unique to them. I feel like a lot.
Yeah, but it's Boston, so like.
Well,
A's is cooler.
That's true. Maybe there is a connection there because they do that with the Bruins too. I don't know. Bostonians are weird. I think we all know that.
Yeah, at least they're like the good thing about Boston though is it's like at least their fans aren't Philly fans and throw snowballs at Santa Claus with rocks in them. Philly fans are a whole level. What'd you say?
They just throw beer on the ice when their team loses the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Again, it's not throwing snowballs.
Again, like, which is worse? Which looks worse?
Beers on the throwing snowballs at Santa Claus with rocks in it is maybe the worst look in sports history. Like, it's really bad. Like, Santa Claus is supposed to be there to bring joy, and like Philly fans couldn't even allow Santa to just like do his thing. They had to throw snowballs with rocks.
I mean, that was a regular season like Thanksgiving game. I'm talking Game 7 of the Stanley Cup final.
And that's a little more justified because it's like it's Game 7 and they're mad. Like this is a regular season game around Christmas time. And they can't find the joy. I'm sorry. Like I don't know.
They do live in Philly.
Philly is the city of brotherly love. Like, what's wrong with Philly? The food, they got cheesesteaks at every corner.
I've been there, and joyous or cheerful, whatever you said, is definitely not the first word that comes to mind when I think of that city.
Rocky's there. Yo, Adrian.
All right, I'm just glad Matt Kling's not here because he would probably be yelling at us right now. And
Philly is great. Let me tell you guys.
Wait, that impression.
we've been listening to that for like 25 minutes.
Philly is great. Let me tell you guys. Now, my Kenna, she was really good at. I commented on her post, and she liked it.
All right, so we're going to talk about the Heat.
Yeah, let's go Heat.
Well, first of all, I got to go back to a few minutes ago. The Heat are no longer referred to as the Heatles. That was many, many years ago, Jesse. We don't call them that.
I wanted to say that.
Yeah, currently they're the Avengers, so that's what we're
We're fighting Jimmy Butlers.
It's the thing is, you can't name a star on the team like Jimmy Butler, because the team as a whole is what creates the winning culture. Yep, Jesse's favorite C word, the Heat culture. It exists. The series.
I mean, see.
The Heat are up 2-1. They took a loss to Boston the other day. No big deal, because they're gonna come out these next few games and win it and advance to the finals for the first time since 2014. Should be very exciting. Boston is at the pool. They're not taking this seriously, while Miami is in the gym working. So let's go Heat.
It seemed like they were taking it seriously after game 2 when they were fighting in the locker room and everything. Did you hear about that? Marcus Smart just like yelling at people for no reason.
Yeah, not good for their team chemistry. That's all I gotta say.
They did win the next game though, so it might have fired him up. Who knows?
They won the next game because the Heat weren't on their A game. The Heat were a little lazy in game 3, but don't worry about it. They're coming back stronger than ever.
We'll find out in 5 years who wins game 4.
Yeah, because they're not playing till Wednesday. Such a long gap from Saturday to Wednesday. But the Lakers play tomorrow.
Yeah, why is that serious? Like, what? Is it just to catch them up so they're on the same, schedule? Yeah, the Lakers play tomorrow. Anthony Davis, big shot. What do you say?
Y'all watched the game yesterday? That was crazy. I mean, they led almost the whole game, but Denver really made it interesting at the end. I mean, Jokic had that really clutch shot, and then AD just erased that turnaround, step back 3. Not really a shot you would expect him to take a lot, but hey, he buried it, and they're up 2-0. And those missed free throws down the stretch really hurt the Nuggets. I think it was PJ Dozier comes in off the bench. He played well aside from this, but he was like 1 for 5 from the free throw line. And they
never heard of him. They need to put in Troy Daniels or the series is over. Mallory, do you have a bub date?
Yeah. Do I have screen sharing abilities?
I can give them to you. I just hit allow recording today. I don't know why.
All right. So let's scroll down a little bit. We've got after Goran Dragic had a great performance in game 2, Jimmy Butler said he gets his Big Face coffee for free. The other night he went to Big Face coffee was closed, so he said he had to go to Little Face Coffee, which is one of the athletic trainers' company. So that's been funny.
What's with the Campbell's Chunky?
What?
What's with the Campbell's Chunky? You keep passing by Campbell's Chunky.
Udonis has them. I don't want to get relaxed. I want to keep my edge, so I'm sleeping on the couch right now with a room full of chunky soup.
That's very non-basketball player. Campbell's Chunky is very much associated with the National Football League.
You know what? Udonis Haslam can do whatever he wants.
Also, please don't tell me that's coconut water. That stuff is so gross. That's like the one food that I just can't do. I tried for a little bit, but
you have to have good coconut water though.
Are we gonna talk about the NBA story of the weekend?
Well, after I finish this bub date, Ellie Leonard is back in the bubble, so her and Myers are reunited. Very nice. We talked about Philly Cheese Jr. last week, and Deion Waiter's son. He's talking some smack to LeBron James. LeBron's just trying to focus. So very funny. There they are.
Hey, Deion with the WNBA sweater. I love it.
Which I'm so upset because my WNBA hoodie was delivered like a month ago and I still haven't gotten it yet because it is in Montana. I think maybe Marie got it from Montana, but I have not seen her yet, so I'll get it this weekend.
You might as well not even giving it to Marie. Like you haven't seen her. Jeremy's now coming. Like I don't understand this.
Got Trick's shot, bam. Yep. Pretty interesting. Not really. Jared Dudley's kid getting some shots up.
Jared Dudley works out.
Definitely.
I didn't know that. Also, I thought he had grandkids.
We've got look at this. The Boston Celtics goofing around. We'll see.
It's good team bonding, but they could also tear an ankle or an ACL there, so they got to be careful.
Yeah, well, is that it? I think so. Yeah, that's it for the update.
Yeah, Bubble. Do we want to talk about the biggest NBA story of the weekend?
What? LeBron didn't get enough MVP votes?
Ronnie James.
Oh, it was about LeBron, so not far off. Not far off. Yeah, he's lucky his dad's in the bubble is all I'm going to say.
Here's the thing. LeBron has been on record saying that he smoked weed when he was in high school to deal with all the publicity. I don't think that LeBron is going to get that mad at him.
But he posted it, though.
It's bad. It's a bad look. It's a bad look.
But it's smokes weed or not, but it's just not a smart thing to do. Especially,
it's not a smart thing to do, but he's also
the face of the NBA, basically.
He's a 16-year-old kid who's going to do what 16-year-old kids do. Let him be human. Let him make mistakes. This is my take on it. Chill out. How many 16-year-olds do we know that have done the exact same thing and probably posted it on Instagram?
How many of them are LeBron James' son, though?
Yeah, but let him be a human being here.
If I'm sure LeBron has told him to be careful about this stuff, though. If you got a brand to protect, you cannot have your son out here wilding out like this, making you look bad, making you look like a bad parent. Like, if you're gonna do that, at least keep it on the DL is how I feel about it.
I mean, yeah, but again, he's a 16-year-old kid. He's gonna make mistakes.
Yeah, no judgment. Just be smarter, man. Like, it's not that hard. Trust me.
All right. Well, entertainment segment. I had Dancing with the Stars on here until I realized that Monday Night Football is on ABC. So Dancing with the Stars is tomorrow night. So then apparently Carol Baskin is getting emotional on tomorrow's show. So we'll see what happens there. Again, Dancing with the Stars is the worst show on television. But am I watching it again every time? What'd you say, Mallory?
That's so false. It's not a bad show at all.
It's really bad. It's really cheesy. Max and I agree that it's awful. There's really no point to it. But you know what? I'm all in because I want Nelly to stop getting robbed. But Mallory, did you see Ellen's apology today?
I did not. What's the deal with that?
Ellen is back, my favorite daytime talk show host. I know she had gotten a little bit under some fire over the summer for toxic work culture, but she had a very good apology. She's like, I'm a human being. It's tough to live up to the be kind lady mantra, make mistakes. And she said there's no excuses for what happened and that she's trying to do better. And she's trying to learn from her mistakes. Now let's go back to loving Ellen with her virtual audience. I'm so excited. Ellen is back. I can't wait to watch all the videos after we're done. Mallory, you excited for Ellen to be back?
Yeah.
One of the best celebrities.
I used to, in high school, I recorded Ellen every day, watched it every day. I mean, there have been a lot of reports of the way she treats her employees, so I hope she treats them better. And it should be exciting to see all of her interviews coming up. I mean, I think she's a good interviewer, so.
Hey guys, I'm Ellen. Mallory, can you do an Ellen?
No, I'm not going to do an Ellen.
Can you do an Ellen? Evan?
No chance. I loved her in Finding Nemo, though. She was great.
Yeah, just keep swimming.
And Finding Dory. Don't forget the sequel.
Didn't see that. came out about 10 years too late for me.
Mallory, Love Island.
Love Island. Oh my gosh, I don't know the last time we talked about this, but it's been crazy. Casa Amor is over, so all of the guys and the girls are back in the villa. Some couples got shaken up, but Mackenzie, our favorite, Mackenzie got sent home
My
the other
friend.
day. Huh?
My friend.
Yeah, your friend, because you met her once at a D-backs game.
I never even met her. I just
She
followed her on
made a
Instagram.
mistake by letting Connor go and recoupling with this other guy who didn't care about her. She got sent home, but then tonight, Connor also got sent home. The first thing he did, he FaceTimed Mackenzie.
Hold on, Mallory. I gotta stop this real quick. Jeremy just retweeted a Syracuse Athletics "It's Getting Real" post about their football team. Biggest hypocrite in the world.
We are, okay, Jeremy and I are allowed to cheer for FSU, Syracuse, and Arizona State when it comes to college.
Yes, but he's saying that he's like, oh, I am so worried, blah blah blah, and then he's like, yeah, Syracuse football. Like, no, it doesn't work that way, and they're doing it less safe than the Pac-12. So no.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Hypocritical. But Connor FaceTimed Mackenzie, and Mackenzie was like, come to Arizona. She posted this whole thing, and Jesse sent it to me. Are you gonna read it, Jesse? What she said? Or you want me to read it?
Oh yeah. I am pulling it up right now.
Mhm.
Here we go.
Very.
Gotta go past the other post I sent you. I don't know what was going on with our friend Susan. She was dressed as a ghost and in Tucson for some reason. Spoiler alert. Hey y'all, it's Mackenzie here. First off, I want to give a huge, all caps, thanks to everyone who watched the show this season and shared in this wild ride with us. If you saw tonight's episode, then you know that Connor has left the villa, ... Single, praise hands, heart. Gus and I have been patiently waiting for him on the outside. Who's Gus again?
Gus is their teddy bear.
Okay. Gus and I are patiently waiting for him on the outside, and we cannot wait to welcome him home. We have missed him so, all caps, much. Second thing I want to say is ... I understand that because Connor and I met and fell in love on a TV show, that a lot of people will have their opinions about us, and everyone is 1,000% entitled to those opinions. Just please, all caps, please keep in mind that the public has only seen a very small percentage of our relationship. Sadly, an hour-long episode cannot capture the countless little moments that Connor and I shared in the villa. But this is just the beginning for us, and you have not seen the last of Gus either. P.S. At TrotFit, I promise to never complain about your farting again. That's how much I miss you. See you soon, my love. Is that Connor?
You know, Mackenzie and Connor have such a toxic relationship of ups and downs, but it just
Hold on. Matt just gave me a message. Not surprised. Good for them and great for the teddy bear.
great for the teddy bear.
Hold on. I did that wrong. Not surprised. Good for them and great for the teddy bear.
There's Gus. The most heartbreaking thing is when Mackenzie coupled up with the new guy, Jalen, and Connor came back from Casa Amor single, carrying Gus the teddy bear, thinking that Mackenzie was also single. It was so heartbreaking. They had to explain to the teddy bear that mom and dad split up, you know. It was a whole big thing. But yeah, 2 new girls at the end of tonight's episode came into the villa, so we will see what happens there.
All right. Mallory, get the polls ready. I'm going to run through these 2 topics very quickly and then give some shout outs or some RIPs, I guess. U.S. Open, Bryson DeChambeau is insane. He won a tournament at Winged Foot -6. That's 6 strokes ahead of the second place guy. It was insane. It was one of the most impressive Sundays in golf history. Also, Michael Jordan, Denny Hamlin starting a NASCAR team with Bubba Wallace as the driver. Speaking of NASCAR, Kevin Harvick won the playoff race at Bristol. William Byron, 2 other drivers were eliminated from the playoffs, or actually 3 other drivers. So we're down to the round of 12. now in that. So that's interesting. We got the French Open coming up. And then just, I forgot to mention this on Friday, but RIP RBG, great Supreme Court justice. And then RIP James White's dad, and hope his mom gets better. They were in a serious car accident yesterday, why he did not play. So really sad news there on the NFL front. But Mallory, polls.
Okay, I'll start from 2 days ago. More valuable player in 2020. 50% Giannis, 50% Rondo. Never happened before.
Definitely Rondo.
Does Heisman hopeful Grant Wells' poor game no longer make him the front runner? 60% yes. Is the C's the laziest nickname in sports? 83% yes. Is Jesse 100% responsible for Jeremy's success? 67% yes.
And I accidentally put hashtag NFL, but then I just left it.
Is Jacksonville versus Miami on Thursday Night Football going to live up to the hype? 80% yes. Tampa Bay, ? 57% yes. Has quarantine, this is my favorite poll that just came. Has quarantine made you discover which shirts are your fat shirts?
I'm wearing one of them now.
Did you say you're wearing one of them now?
Yeah, I just rotate through a cycle of 5.
What is a fat shirt?
Okay, so a fat shirt is a shirt that makes you that's a little oversized. So when you got a little bit of extra blubber, it makes you still look a little bit, like your old self.
I got you.
Yeah, and that's what I'm wearing right now.
Okay. Has the NFL discovered invisibility? 75% yes. Is he in the conversation? 100% yes.
Is that all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, follow us on Twitter at the letter Y So Serious Show. Good night, Canada.
Go Cowboys.